Well, in the world of boxing, for me, I think it's good time for him to finish the career and to focus on some other sorts of things that he can do in his life, because he's a successful man.
What's next for me? I'm going home, having some time off, for sure. You might do, you might not do, who knows? We'll talk about that next year.
You said yourself, I'm coming to destroy this man, I'm going to put him in a hurt locker. Bullshit. You didn't do that. You got outlanded with much better shots conclusively in 10 rounds.
In a pivotal rematch in heavyweight boxing, Oleksandr Usyk emerged victorious once again, leaving Tyson Fury facing significant uncertainty about his future. Simon Jordan, a longtime supporter of Fury, expressed deep frustration following Saturday night's outcome. While Jordan praised Usyk's relentless determination in the ring, he admitted that Fury's second defeat is a tough blow, raising serious concerns about what lies ahead for the British boxer. Fury, known for overcoming challenges, now finds himself in a crossroads with questions looming over his next steps in the sport. Usyk's triumph further solidifies his dominance, but Fury's path forward appears more uncertain than ever.
Watched it live, and because of course when you're emotionally invested and you're watching it and you're trying to have a pragmatic mindset, you're looking for all the different opportunities to score. And of course my bias was towards Fury, who behaved in his usual dignified way both before the fight and after.
Simon Jordan, reflecting on Tyson Fury's career, noted a stark contrast between Fury's previous fights and his recent rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. He explained that Fury once carried an undeniable aura of confidence and intensity, which seemed absent this time. Jordan highlighted Fury's near defeat against Deontay Wilder in 2018, where the close call fueled a transformation. Fury returned to the ring with unrelenting ferocity and determination, leading to a decisive victory and a renewed self-belief that defined his subsequent success. However, in the rematch against Usyk, Jordan observed the shadow of Fury's former self. Instead of the powerhouse who dominated the heavyweight division, he saw a weary, diminished fighter struggling to stay afloat, grasping at what appeared to be the last remnants of his once formidable career.
Simon, there was something missing from Fury. Didn't seem to have that same eye of the tiger.
I try to look at things. I always try to look at what's going on with people. And I remember watching him come in previous fights when he comes in like, you know, Spartans comes in, and he came in against Dillian Whyte in that Wembley clash when he comes in and runs.
Simon Jordan further emphasized Tyson Fury's decline, pointing out that along with losing his once fiery passion for boxing, Fury seems to have lost his sense of perspective. Despite back-to-back losses to Oleksandr Usyk, Fury has persistently claimed victory in both bouts, insisting he was unjustly robbed. According to Simon, these remarks are not grounded in reality and only serve to tarnish Fury's legacy. The fallout from this humiliating defeat is significant, as no top contender or promoter in the heavyweight division appears interested in facing Fury, viewing him as a fighter with little left to offer. This marks a grim turning point for the 36-year-old, as the prospect of him rebuilding his career by climbing the ranks again seems highly unlikely. Jordan lamented how far Fury has fallen, from a dominant force in the sport to a fading figure struggling to preserve what remains of his reputation.
Fury's outburst before the fight, which I thought was unpalatable, but it goes with the territory sometimes.
Yeah.
I think the fact that he loses the fight and doesn't see it that way and talks about it, he accepted in the build-up that he lost the first fight. Now, for his version of events, he's now won the first fight and won the second.
Simon Jordan showed little enthusiasm about a potential fight between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, dismissing it as lacking real interest. He legacy further. Instead, Simon urged Tyson to retire with whatever integrity he has left, rather than pursuing the fading attempt at reclaiming.
To go the path he went down, the path he went, decided to fight Ngannou, decided to fight Derek Chisora. Neither one of those fights prepared him for Usyk. He's reaped the whirlwind of it. And so looking at it, no, I don't care. I understand why people want to see it, and I get it. And I suspect if it were on, I'd probably watch it. But am I clamouring to watch Fury versus Joshua in a fight that has no meaning behind it besides?
Sharing the same view that Tyson Fury's career may be over after this bout, boxing analyst True Geordie pointed out several revelations from the fight. He noted that Tyson has been given more credit than he truly deserves, as it became clear that the passion and fire that once defined the Gypsy King are no longer present. Jordy emphasized that Tyson now appears driven by fear and anxiety rather than determination and confidence. He stressed that a fighter's passion for the sport and thirst for greatness are vital, but Tyson seems to have lost these qualities. Instead, he is now focused solely on maintaining his reputation rather than chasing further success or legacy. For Jordy, this loss of hunger is a telling sign that Fury's days at the top are numbered.
Media, so many of them have been exposed by these two fights because of their bias towards Tyson Fury, because the amount of absolute shit I've heard throughout these last two fights around the coverage of both of them. When you've won all of those belts and you've had all of that money, are you really willing to risk being humiliated like that? What's the greater emotion in you? The desire to win the belts or the fear of being knocked out? And at this point in Fury's career, in my opinion, the fear of being knocked out was greater than his desire to win the belts, and that's why he fought the fight he fought.
Discussing Tyson Fury's weight gain and its effect on his performance, True Jordy harshly criticized the British boxer, suggesting that Fury had nothing left in his arsenal to rely on. Jordy argued that Tyson's decision to bulk up before the fight was a misguided attempt to gain an advantage, as he believed the extra weight might help him dominate the earlier rounds. However, the weight proved to be a significant liability rather than an asset. Jordy pointed out that the added pounds made Fury slower and sloppier compared to their first bout, leaving him more vulnerable to Usyk's precision and movement. As the fight wore on, especially in the later rounds, it became increasingly clear that Tyson was struggling. At one point, Jordy noted, "It seemed as though Fury might give up at any moment, barely able to keep up with the relentless pace set by Usyk." This, according to Jordy, is a clear indication that Tyson's physical condition and mental fortitude were no longer at the elite level required to compete at the highest standard. Rather than using his weight to his advantage, it became a hindrance that exposed the cracks in his once dominant game. This further emphasized the point that Fury's time at the top of the heavyweight division may be nearing its end, as he no longer possesses the physical or mental strength to overcome top-tier opponents like Usyk.